Long walk is underway and they come into view. Well, there's no prouder moment for any manager, Brian, than the moment that Terry Neill and Dave Sexton are enjoying at this moment.
It's an incredible feeling. Sometimes it's after years of hard work, obviously, but it's certainly after a season's hard work. It's an achievement just to be here. Obviously, you want to win very, very badly, but getting here is a milestone in any manager's career.
So Matt Busby at Manchester United, it would be a marvellous achievement, of course, and if in their centenary year he could see that cup back at Old Trafford.
Brings back memories to me, actually, because it seems so many years ago, but I saw that gentleman lift the European Cup here at Wembley. Sitting up there, I was right at the back of the stand, and we hope to do it in a few weeks' time.
Well, they'll be glad of this moment. It's business as usual for them now, and the Arsenal team. Pat Jennings in goal, Pat Rice, Sammy Nelson, Brian Talbot, David O'Leary, Willie Young, fit again, Liam Brady, Alan Sunderland, Frank Stapleton, David Price, Graham Ricks, and the substitute is Steve Walford. Just to run through quickly now the Manchester United side with Gary Bailey in goal, Jimmy Nicholl, Arthur Albiston, Sammy McElroy, Gordon McQueen, Martin Buchan, Steve Coppell, Jimmy Greenoff, Joe Jordan, Lou Macari, Mickey Thomas with their substitute and international Brian Greenoff. And what a contrast between these two goalkeepers. Gary Bailey, well, we've said it often enough, what a confident young man, but if he can emulate the work that Pat Jennings has done for Spurs and for Arsenal over the years, then he's got a tremendous career in front of him. The two big injury doubts of the week concern Willie Young, but he came through with no trouble at all. That's a great boost for the Arsenal back four. But equally, Jimmy Greenoff, at last put behind him that pelvic strain. He's played only one of the last 10 games, and it was left for him to make the decision, and he told Dave Sexton yesterday morning, I am fit to play. It'll be Arsenal then who will attack the goal to our left in the yellow shirts and the blue shorts. And it'll be Manchester United in the red shirts and the white shorts. A place in European football next season is at stake in the Cup Winners' Cup. The prize is a big one. The game is full of promise. Moment Ron Challis will blow that first blast of his whistle, and away we go. Arsenal then kicking off, attacking that goal to our left. O'Leary, one of the calmest men in the game, only 21 years old. Oh, he slipped badly there though. A lot of rain yesterday, but it's bright and it's beautiful today. Willie Young thumping that ball away. Here's Albiston with the header. Talbot, Stapleton. Well, there's a nasty old collision on the far side there, and that's left a player from either side in a bit of trouble. Frank Stapleton is one. I'm not sure who the Manchester United player is. Oh, Jimmy Greenoff. Well, Brian, that's going to be desperate news if somebody is out of the game there.
Yeah, I think they're both all right, obviously. There was a little bit of niggle just before that with Joe Jordan and an Arsenal...
Here we are, Brian, we can look at it again now. Yes, it was Frank Stapleton going through, and
It was
Nothing
just
malicious
Stapleton's,
about it.
yes, it was just Stapleton's anxiety to get into the game, Ryan. I think they're both all right.
Wondered how many steps Gary Bailey took there. Nelson's header. And Sunderland's again, good timing getting it in the air. Now Brady with Macari snapping at him. I wonder if that's going to be the sort of thing we shall see for 90 minutes, that Macari will need to stick close to Brady when he's in the midfield there. Price going right in there. And turning it back. And a goal! And it's got to be, well, either Talbot or Sunderland. They don't know themselves, but it's in the back of the net. The first piece of work that Gary Bailey had to do, and really he stood no chance with it. Price getting past his man, Bailey plunging out. As they went in there, it looks like Sunderland, in fact.
Yeah, it was a good goal as well. Buchan didn't do too well there in the defensive position, and Sunderland's earned that goal actually with his contribution already.
And there it is. Arsenal leading by a goal to nil with 12 minutes gone. And now Thomas. Crossed in once more, and Price nodding it away, only as far as Albiston. And that's a goal kick. Well, there's the man who finally put it in there. He got there just a fraction of a second before Brian Talbot, who was really charging in there. Well, there are the two of them. Between them, forced that error out of Manchester United. And Gary Bailey, of course, completely exposed with no chance at all, Brian.
There was nowhere the lad could be blamed at all for that. He didn't stand a chance.
Well, we're not seeing many flags there, but at the Arsenal end, the flags are absolutely dominating Wembley. Nelson winning it. Macari. Koppel. O'Leary going with him. Played in early there by Nicol towards Joe Jordan. And McElroy trying to turn it back. Oh my goodness, and Mickey Thomas very nearly getting an equaliser. McElroy again involved.
It was a tantalising cross this was, and the centre-half Young missed it altogether. Joe Jordan did well there. Bit lucky Pat Jennings to be there.
Quarter of an hour gone, Arsenal leading a goal to nil. I notice the scoreboard, in fact, is now crediting Talbot with the goal, having originally put Sunderland up there. So if there was a doubt in my mind, there was a doubt in Wembley's mind as well. Free kick. Well, Dave Sexton there looks relatively relaxed. His side a goal down in a cup final. Maybe he's pleased with the way his side are performing, even though they are this goal down. A free kick then to Manchester United. Thomas with it, no, running over it. McElroy curling it in once more towards Joe Jordan. Oh, well, that was a little too close to comfort for Arsenal. Jordan winning that in the air well from Willie Young. McElroy's curling free kick. And not a lot to spare. McElroy, that's a corner now for Manchester United. Sunderland right back to help out. Watching Jimmy Greenough. Again, that curling corner from McElroy again. McQueen is in there, and Jimmy Greenough very nearly got a decisive touch to it. Mickey Thomas turning it in, and Pat Rice getting it away. McElroy trying to make something of it. And in the end, Rice happy to hit it almost up Empire Way, except that it's still in play. Talbot looking for a bit of breathing space, but they're not getting it at the moment. And here's the ball coming in again towards good Joe Jordan, and both he and Willie Young missed it. And Jennings keeping the ball in play. It's with Ricks. In with Nicol, and as well for Jennings, but he got back fairly quickly because that ball was going towards the goal. Now Brady, still very deep. Arsenal having been forced back by that United onslaught. McQueen going in, yes, a foul. Always had to be a foul. So Arsenal's free kick, Brady, Rice, Buchan in there. Now Talbot. Now Ricks. Nelson's thundering outside him, acting as a decoy, and Bailey got down well. That was really slicing along the turf there from Graham Ricks. Oh. Deliberate obstruction there by Pat Rice. And it's going to be a yellow card at Wembley for Pat Rice.
A little bit harsh there, Brian. Yellow card. He intended impeding the young man when he found out he couldn't get the ball, but that is a little bit harsh.
Cutting there again towards Willie Young, and again Joe Jordan was up above him. His timing was better, and his leaping ability was better. And there's a worry on the bench there. Don Howe explaining to somebody sitting behind Terry Neal that things aren't as they should be in that defence. It's Coppell. And Brady doing the tackling back, but Coppell's got by him. That's a foul. That's a free kick by Ricks on Coppell. Football, the crowd are shouting. Well, they're not happy with some of the challenges that are being made by both sides, let it be said, at the moment. Steve Coppell, if it's his day, then there could be some trouble for Arsenal, even though they lead 1-0. Dangerous little player down this right flank, but it's Macari who's occupying that position at the moment. Nicol playing it in towards Joe Jordan, dumbing underneath it, and it might come for Greenoff just over the top. What a beautifully worked move, though, by Manchester United, involving Mickey Thomas as well. Some stretching exercises at the other end for Gary Bailey, but Arsenal were at full stretch here. Thomas just nodding it in there, and what a good turn by Greenoff, just a little too high.
That was the nearest they come to scoring, Manchester United, but they are looking increasingly dangerous.
Ricks for Nelson. Again, a good-looking cross there. Oh, my word! Stapleton so close to a really spectacular goal there. Nelson's cross. Almost straight out of the European Gymnastics Championship, that. Now Greenoff. Coppell. Greenoff again. Certainly showing himself to be 100% fit after those scares this week. Although he won't have relished that challenge by O'Leary, which the linesman claimed was a challenge from behind, which Arsenal hotly disputed. Greenoff looking very lively, and O'Leary quick with that challenge there. An unfair one, a free kick to Manchester United. Will it be Coppell or will it be Nicol? It's Coppell, in fact, who hits it in there towards Gordon McQueen, nodded down there, and Macari getting in there before Pat Rice, but heading it straight at Pat Jennings. Interesting to see how quickly it is that Macari gets in here. Rice just off him for a moment. In fact, he slipped just a fraction. Macari, Ulverston. McElroy, Macari again, Thomas. They're certainly playing the football on Manchester United, and Willie Young getting in the way of that cross to concede another corner. So 8 minutes to go to half-time. And here he comes again.
There's a lot of bodies in that goal penalty area, Brian. It might cost Arsenal dearly.
McElroy again, that curling corner. And it's in the back of it. No, it's disallowed. A foul on Jennings. Disallowed. McQueen got the header in. Looks disappointed. And we've got a beautiful view of it now. Was there a foul on Pat Jennings here? Or was it indeed a handball? Rubbed out, whatever it was. The whistles from the Manchester United fans. The relief of Arsenal. Slipped by Nicol there, and Ricks is in. And in the end, it was Albiston who got it away, and got it away with some profit there, finding Mickey Thomas. Albiston linking up again. McElroy's gone forward. Here's Thomas once more, being persuaded to go down that wing, and look at the space. They're backing off once more. And it was O'Leary's trusty boot that got it away. And United had got a few men forward. Now it's Arsenal's turn to counter-attack with Brian Talbot. Rice going outside him. Here's Brady. It's going all the way. Can he find the shot or the cross? There's the little cross coming in, and that's number 2 by Stapleton. In the end, quite a simple header for Frank Stapleton. There's Brady shrugging them all off and then looking up to see what's on. Look at the space for Stapleton on the left of the picture there as well. And in the end, a simple header. Brian?
Yes, that took them apart. Brady resisted challenges time after time again. There's one, goes around somebody else too, but this is where all the hard work comes now. He's even got time to look up and place that across. Looked easy, but it wasn't easy.
So right on the stroke of half-time, maybe the killer blow struck for Arsenal by Frank Stapleton. Well, there's a good deal of joy emanating from the North London areas now. Koppel played towards Jimmy Greenough. It's got to be some comeback now for Manchester United. But here's Koppel. Ricks chasing back and denying the little Manchester United winger. As the half-time whistle goes, and what a good first half in the end it's turned out to be for Arsenal. With Alan Sunderland, although the scoreboard says Brian Talbot, and there's certainly a doubt, I think, in everybody's mind about that one. That's what put them on the way. And then Frank Stapleton just going through the camera there, getting the second with the header after a fine piece of work by Liam Brady, making it 2-0 for Arsenal. So we are going to take a short break now as the teams go off to get their break. We'll be right back at Wembley. Well, as the bands march off, the players are back on. Brian Clough, Manchester United need just one goal now to get really back in this game and turn it upside down. Is it a goal you can see them getting?
Well, the way they played in the last quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, I can see them getting it, and I think it'll come from Koppel if they're going to get one. He's been in tremendous form the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the first half. There's always a possibility, of course, that Arsenal will get a third one, but I do fancy Manchester United to score a goal.
Well, Dave Sexton just left the bench for a moment to have a word with Steve Koppel on the sidelines, but now we're all ready to start the second half. Well, will Koppel be the man? And away we go at the start of the second half. Manchester United in their red shirts attacking the goal to our left. 2 goals down. And Jordan, as Willie Young slipped for just a moment. But Nelson was there to do the repair job for Arsenal, and Brady was right back there. What a nice bit of play by him, finding Ricks and then whacking the ball forward, but not before it had gone out of play. So a throw to Manchester United, who'll be looking desperately for this goal to get themselves right back into this FA Cup final. get it early enough in this second half to give them a chance to build on that, to repair the damage still more. The cross in by Nicol towards Joe Jordan, and it just fell wide of Mickey Thomas. Here's Arthur Albiston, the young Scot who's done well at left back for them again today. That's a good cross coming in there towards Jimmy Greenoff, and Albiston again with a chance to poke it in once more, but O'Leary getting that one away as Jennings came roaring off his line calling for the ball. Now Price had such a big part to play in that first Arsenal goal. A foul though by McIlroy on Talbot. I'm feeling there's a certain amount of aggravation between the two of them. It was in the first half, and McIlroy really went in on him there. Tony Campbell doing a bit of shouting for Manchester United to Gordon McQueen and Martin Buchan. Koppel down this left-hand side. Albiston, that's a corner, coming off David Price. Again, McQueen faithfully going forward to present a double threat in the air. He and Jordan, and McQueen right in there. The timing of his run was perfect, and Arsenal must have been unaware how quickly he was coming in. If he'd got above that just a little bit more, then that would certainly have been 2-1. There he goes. Brian?
It's a good chance, actually. He tried to head it too high and too fast. A little bit more of a placement would have got Manchester United back in the game then.
That's a good ball there for Albiston. Kept it in well there towards Thomas. Across the goal there, and Rice got it away. And Macari couldn't quite get on the end of that one. But Thomas was liveliness itself then. And his energy very nearly got that equaliser for Arsenal. Pulled across the goal there, and Rice, there's Thomas, and it was Rice in the end who got it away. Now Stapleton, can he get away from McQueen? Held him up just long enough, but here's Brady. Ricks outside him. There's the beautifully weighted ball for Graham Ricks, and a lovely little chip from him towards Stapleton, and in fact it was the knees of Gary Bailey, and almost a replica of Arsenal's second goal. Gary Bailey coming across there to smother it. In fact, the ball came off his knees, and it's a corner for Arsenal. Of course, it was a lovely ball by Brady for Ricks, and a really delightful little floater from Graham Ricks. Ricks with the corner, and Buchan with a header behind, a moment when he really had to be dominant, with both O'Leary and Stapleton menacing at that near post. And of course, if Arsenal get through once more, then clearly it's going to be all up for Manchester United. Ricks once more with a corner, anxious faces at the near post. Joe Jordan getting it away with some power to Steve Coppell. Played on for Jimmy Greenoff. Hit first time, Nicol. Again first time, but this time to Willie Young. Nicol saved the day, and here's McQueen seizing on that possibility and finding Sammy McIlroy. Really attacking Nelson there. Rice cutting it out well. No foul, good decision. Thomas. It's a cross by him towards Macari, tipped away by Jennings. Pat Rice having a go at Willie Young there, but he can't be everywhere, and he's looked after Jordan so well, but Thomas playing it on there. And little Macari, for a small man, such a good header of the ball, tipped away by Big Pat.
Yeah, they were a bit annoyed with Willie Young for not coming out.
Well, Jennings certainly came out there and gave it a bit of the fist. Jordan playing it back for McIlroy again. Stopped though by Talbot, and here's Brady for Arsenal. Ricks is up alongside him, and so is Talbot. Quarter of an hour of the second half gone. Arsenal still leading 2-0. It's Arsenal's ball again with Stapleton. Cross, and Rice was right up there in that 6-yard area too. Brady, stopped by McElroy. Arsenal having a good little spell of attacking here now, forcing Manchester United back. Stapleton once more on the ball for them, chipping it in there, well saved by Bailey, and not only that, a good quick throw, beautifully placed for Coppell. Thomas is up there, Greenoff's up there, Jordan's in there. Well, disappointment all around. Coppell switching it, hoping that either Sammy McElroy or Mickey Thomas would get to it.
It's a battle of the survival of the fittest at the moment, Brian, out there.
But here's Thomas. Oh, nice bit of skill. But back to Nicol. Really pushing forward now. Here's McQueen, done a tremendous job. This time the ball for Buchan. Swept for Jimmy Greenoff. Played in there towards Coppell, and straight at Jennings again. There must be 3 times that United have shot the ball and it's gone straight at Pat Jennings. Brilliant goalkeeper though he is. If it had been just a yard wide of him, certainly on that occasion, that must have been a goal, which will give United that extra little bit of hope if their hopes were beginning to flag with 21 minutes left. Here come Arsenal once more with Stapleton. Rice galloping outside him, Sunderland going through the middle, Talbot coming up fast, and they've got 4 against 3 here. Rice playing it in there and nipped away right at the last by Jimmy Nicol when Alan Sunderland was coming in for what could so easily have been goal number 3. Brilliant play though by Jimmy Nicol. Good run by Rice, and he was nearly rewarded for it, Brian.
Typical Arsenal break here, magnificent bit of football.
It's Jordan, 2 big Scots go for that one, and Willie Young won that in the air. Thomas. Coppell taking it in his stride, floating it in there towards the near post. Oh, Jennings had it and lost it. And there was a free kick and an injury to Pat Jennings as he went up and gathered that one. He really got a smack, and you can see, I think, some blood there at the top of his nose. This is how it happened, Brian.
Yeah, he picks the ball up well here and doesn't see Jordan. And Jordan goes after his coat. Nasty foul, that.
But that big amiable giant from Arsenal is okay to carry on. Nelson. Brady. And another free kick for Arsenal. And they're taking off David Price. He's a quiet, unspectacular sort of player, David Price, but he gets through a fair day's work. He's done that today, but now replaced by Steve Walford. Do you make anything of that, other than maybe let Steve have a taste of Wembley? With
yes, that's possibly the thinking behind it. The other lads tended to go out the game in the last 20 minutes.
Bakary forward for McElroy, Brady, and a Manchester United throw. Bakary, Nicol, O'Leary, well, getting above Greenoff unfairly, and a free kick for Manchester United, which they might want to take quickly now with 4 minutes to go. 2-0 down, and hope now is fast fading for them as Coppell lifts that free kick in there again. It'll come all the way through to Jordan, turning it back in there again, and a goal! And it's given! And McQueen is the man who claims it, and suddenly United are back in the game with 4 minutes left, and who knows what might be produced in those 4 minutes. Here we come again. It came through to Jordan here. I thought the chance had gone, but he knocked it back in there, and it was McQueen who turned it past Jennings into the net. Well, Brian.
Jennings didn't have any chance of stopping that. He couldn't see it. I think Arsenal paid the penalty there for once again a crowded penalty area.
Well, are we in yet for an amazing upheaval? 3 minutes to go. Back to Pat Jennings. So the volume will be turned up, the tension will be turned up, and Gordon McQueen's goal has given Manchester United that little bit of hope now. But they must be saying to themselves, if only that had come half an hour earlier, and we'd had something to build on. But wait a moment, here's Greenoff, touched into Macari. And they'll fight everything now in these few minutes that remain. Their heads not for a moment have dropped, even though they've been up against it for most of the game. Albiston playing that one in there, and O'Leary getting it away. Back for Nicol. Well, the United fans wanted him to get on with it, and that wasn't a very good ball by him. But here's Koppel. And there's McElroy getting in there. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can! 2 goals in a minute, and suddenly United are back in it. Well, look at that picture, that tells it all. Arsenal were preparing their victory speeches, and now they're dumbstruck. Sammy McElroy seemed to travel miles there. Turning O'Leary, Walford went in there, couldn't contact him. Jennings came out, and the ball agonisingly just inside the post. What an amazing turnaround. And from behind we see it again. Just inside the net. Amazingly, Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. Brian Clough, what on earth do you make of that?
Unbelievable. I'm delighted for them. They've earned it since 3 o'clock. They've put themselves back in with a shout.
Well, Sammy McElroy, what an amazing turnabout. And the scenes on the 2 benches, well, I'm never know. The despair on the face of Don Howe and Terry Neal. But wait a moment, it's there by Sunderland, and they're back in the lead again, and they're off the bench once more. What an amazing cup final. Well, that's when you're at your most vulnerable, when suddenly you've got it all back. They relax for a moment, and Arsenal have punished them for it. Brady leading the charge, Ricks with the cross, and look at Sunderland streaming in there, too high for Bailey, and beautiful for Sunderland. 3 goals in a little over 3 minutes, right at the end of this 1979 Cup final. McQueen right up there, still in the hope now of doing something. But Arsenal now might well be safe, when a minute before they'd begun to totter. But wait, here's Greenoff. Here in time added on for injuries. Jordan. Greenoff. Surely not. Koppel. But who knows? Jordan, one last big leap, and Pat Jennings grabbing it under the crossbar. Well, I thought the cup final was beginning to peter out, but suddenly in the last 5 minutes, it'll now go down as one of the most memorable in the history of Wembley. Well, Sunderland's after this one, and Bailey's got him. The last seconds of the game, Jordan winning it in the air, but Arsenal are now composed at the back after wobbling, and poor Dave Sexton there. Sunderland down and injured in the Manchester United penalty area. Jennings gets it away, it's all over! Arsenal have won it! When it seemed a moment ago they'd thrown it away, the 2 managers greet each other, fortune. They thought they tossed away the 1979 Cup final, and then they grabbed it back again with that goal by Alan Sunderland. Injured there, substitute Steve Walford helping him to his feet. Well, Sammy McIlroy, who thought with that goal that he'd done it, consoled by his Northern Ireland international teammate Pat Jennings. That's a nice touch. And Gordon McQueen and Willie Young, two great old buddies there. Two Scots there, Martin Buchan and Willie Young. As people all around try to get their breath back, try to get their composure back, and try to work out who on earth won it. Arsenal, of course, and hard luck Manchester United. The scoreboard is exactly right. Briefly, Brian, what about that last amazing 5 minutes?
You just want to spend time just letting it sink in. It was an incredible turnabout. Sunderland swung it for Arsenal in the very, very seconds. You just want to enjoy it, think about it, enjoy it, go over it again, as everybody will be doing for the next 2 or 3 days. Delighted faces of the Arsenal lads. They worked hard, and Manchester United helped to make it one of the best cup finals I've seen for years.
Disappointed Steve Coppell, and Dave Sexton going around all the Manchester United players now with an arm round them, with Joe Jordan there. What a disappointed man he must be, because really out of certain defeat there suddenly was the shining possibility of a victory, only to have it snatched away. As Arsenal, after 90 minutes in the heat and turmoil of Wembley, climb those steps. Pat Rice, his 4th Wembley final, but the first time that he as captain will lift the cup. 3 seasons now as the captain, and the proudest moment in his career, because Arsenal make up for last year's defeat and take the cup to Highbury. Some shirt swapping has gone on with Stapleton and Brady. Well, the people who put the coloured ribbons on that cup right at the last so that they should be the appropriate colours must have changed them left, right and centre in that last 5 minutes. Liam Brady, brilliant part in that second goal. Pat Jennings, Brian Talbot still with enough breath to have a word with the dignitaries in the royal box after all that running. Alan Sunderland hobbling along, but nothing would stop him going up to get his medal there. Sammy Nelson, Graham Rix, David O'Leary kissing his medal, and Martin Buchan coming up. What disappointment for them. What a shattering way to lose a cup final. But these are the victors.
It's a beautiful scene, this, for the victors, obviously, going around. But I was just looking at the Manchester United lads as they walked off. They're young enough to be back many, many times. There's a couple on the Arsenal side. Perhaps they weren't sure where they were coming back. So I'm extra delighted for them that they've cracked it. It'll make up for a hell of a lot of disappointment they experienced a year ago.
Well, Arsenal on their lap of honour, barred in fact by a good 36 photographers. There they are. And I hope Manchester United also do a lap of honour, because I think their fans deserve it, and they deserve to get a lap of honour as well. Picture you'll see in tomorrow's paper, I suppose. I think Gordon McQueen is absolutely shattered, looking just again for a moment of respite. racing round in front of the Manchester United fans, who are generously waving and shouting. Well, a beaten manager, and only he can tell you how he feels.
You don't need an interview either, Brian, to understand how he feels. You just look at his face.
So it is. What an amazing and exhilarating last gasp cup final we've had, with Arsenal 2-0 up. Suddenly, within the space of a minute, we're 2-2, and then within a minute of that, got back to 3-2. Lou Macari is a loser today, but football's been a winner from what we've seen out here at Wembley this afternoon.
Now it's time to go and meet the men who've just won the cup, Arsenal, and with them is Martin Tyler.
Well, I've just been joined by a delirious bunch of Arsenal players. Brian Talbot, you've come over first. You got the first goal, but it really was a game with absolutely storming finish. How did you cope with that?
Well, I think we wanted to make it close in the finish, eh? But it was a bit close to me, you know. But in the finish, what a great goal to win a game, eh?
History maker, eh?
Great.
Did you think it had gone from you, though, lads, when they came back?
Well, it was looking that way, wasn't it?
How are your feelings? You must have thought that at 2-2...
It's the last time you're coming in our bus.
For once, we brought you a bit of bad luck.
Well,
But it was a superb game. I suppose in your position, it's hard to appreciate that now.
we were disappointed, obviously, fighting back, then losing in the last minute. But that's how it goes in the cup.
Yeah. Sammy McIlroy, you got the equaliser. You must have thought there that you were putting your side well on the way to winning this FA Cup.
Well, I thought it was extra time, definitely, anyway, and we've came back so many times in the season to do this. I must have fancied our chances, but then to go away and score a goal.
Absolute sickener.
Oh, no doubt about it, yeah, definitely.
I felt we'd lost it there when they come back 2 goals.
You really felt you'd lost?
Not lost, but, you know, they were on top then, I think. I mean, what a team to pull back 2 goals like that.
Right.
I think it was in the last 10 minutes, really, to pull it back.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe the way we went up and scored the 3rd goal.
Yeah. Have you got any breath to describe that winning goal?
Well, I can't remember much about it. I think Rixie beat somebody on the left, didn't you, Rixie?
Rixie?
Hello.
You beat somebody on the left, didn't
Talk us through the winning goal.
I can't remember, no, I just hit it over, I'm a bit tired and
And I just come
I
round the back.
just stuck it in.
And I thought
Done the unit of that.
Arthur Alberston were going to get a touch to it, like, but he just come beyond him, and I just got my foot.
I can't remember how it happened.
Knocked it in.
So what were your feelings at the time? You've come back. We can see the goal now.
How do you like him?
Can you put your finger on what went wrong on the day for United?
I don't know. We seemed to play well, you know, first half, and we came in at half-time 2-0 down. And we said if we kept our discipline and kept on plugging away, we'd come back. We were very optimistic at half-time, and it's more or less been our trademark this year, coming back from 2-0 down. Yeah. So when they came away after that and scored the 3rd goal, it was a real killer.
Worst experience you've ever had in football, Steve?
Well, I felt if we'd have gone to extra time, we'd have beaten them because we were on top of the world then. We come right back into it. We were playing good football throughout, and I think we were quite confident then. But that's the way it goes.
It was, you know, one hell of a finish, and I certainly wasn't feeling happy if it had gone into extra time. I must be perfectly honest about that.
There's been a lot of talk about you coming back, the tradition of the team losing the previous year and coming back and winning again. I came and saw you training on Monday and felt that your attitude was very good. You must have been pleased totally with the appreciation of that problem and the attitude that your players showed.
Yes, we had the advantage. This year, Dave, I would think, had the problems in terms of the build-up to the final with some fitness doubts, etc. You know, we've had a clear run, so the roles are reversed for us this year. So, you know, I can feel, after last year, how it's been for Dave.
Yeah, it was a tremendous struggle, you know, from both teams. A lot of tension and a lot of effort, and it would have to be the hottest day of the year today. So taking everything into consideration, I think that we've all produced a terrific game.
One of the great finals of all time, Dave. I suppose in the end you might appreciate that, even as a loser.
Yes, oh yeah. Well, I'm very proud of the way we fought back, you know, and we've come out of it with a lot of credit. And but Arsenal were good enough to score the winning goal, so we wish them well.
Many congratulations to you all for providing with a splendid game. Particularly congratulations to Terry and Dunn.